Well, we all know laughter is the best medicine, and right now we could all use a hearty dose. Enter Paul Feig, legendary director and producer who's had us in stitches with blockbuster films like Bridesmaids, which I watched last night, The Heat, and most recently on the small screen with Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. This morning, he joins us from his home in Los Angeles, dressed far better than anybody should at 5:42 a.m. on the West Coast. Paul, great to talk to you again.
Hello, Ben. It's great to talk to you. I'm like a very sleepy James Bond. So, hello.
You've described your work as comfort food, and given these unprecedented, uncertain times, is this one of those times where we say comedy is more important now than it was just a little while ago?
You know, it's funny. I love comedy. It's my bread and butter. It's what I love to do. But we don't tend to get a lot of awards when you do comedy. So when the Oscars roll around, it's not a lot of statues are coming in for us. But what's nice is we are comfort food. We're the thing that you want to watch when you're feeling down, when you just want to pick me up. And right now, everybody needs a pick me up. So I'm very proud to be a comedy person right now during all this quarantine.
Paul, you had a pilot that you were working on in March, and then it just got shut down. And that's actually a very common story in Hollywood. Are you hearing anything about when production might start up again? Because there are a lot of nervous TV viewers wondering if we're going to have any new programming to watch in the fall.
Yeah, it's very uncertain at the moment, because obviously the first thing we want to do is to be safe. We don't want to put anybody in danger, and a film set is a lot of people packed together. So we're figuring out ways to do it, though. The show I was actually shooting, the pilot I was shooting, was a mockumentary, if you will. And so we were able to keep a very small footprint and keep people socially distanced. So I'm very hopeful that we can go back into production, but it's hard to say right now.
Well, congratulations on the first season of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. That just wrapped. Why do you think that show, which you and I've talked about it before, in the hands of somebody else, it might have fallen flat, but it really resonated with audiences?
Well, it's a very hard balance to hit doing like a musical week to week, because you have to find a way to get the musical numbers in a way that makes sense to an audience. And when Austin Winberg came to my offices and pitched this show, I thought that's the way to do it, to have a woman who has this superpower where she can hear other people's thoughts as musical numbers. It justifies the way that it's done. And so it actually makes sense. You don't just have people bursting in the song for no reason. There's a reason why. Also, it's just a very, very emotional, funny, but very touching show that has really reached a lot of people. And I hope it continues to reach people now that it's out on, you can watch it digitally and catch up with this season. It's such a good show. I'm so proud of it.
And yet it could have been a completely different show. The role of Zoe was originally written as a male character. You wanted to make that change, I guess, from call it Joey to Zoe. Why was that important to you?
My whole company, my whole credo in my career is to try to get great roles for women on screen. And, look, I love roles with men, but there's something about telling women's stories. And I love the fact that this character was a coder, like a computer coder. There hasn't been a lot of computer coders who are female on TV. And I just thought we could just tell better stories with it. And then we got the amazing Jane Levy because of it. So it all worked out wonderfully. And we had the greatest cast. And a shout out to Mandy Moore, our amazing choreographer, who also did La La Land, who choreographs all these shows. And it's just, so inventive. It's pretty amazing.
And Paul, you've pivoted. Now you host a daily cocktail show where you raise money for charity on social media. How'd you come up with it, and how's it going?
It's going great. I'm very, very excited about it. We do it every single day. It's 5 o'clock LA time, 8 o'clock in Toronto. And it's a way to raise money. It's a way for me to act like a goofball for 15 minutes and try to make people happy. I've got my own gin coming out called Arting Stalls. It's actually out right now. It's at the LCBO in Ontario, obviously, but also in Manitoba and in Alberta, you can get it. And we just make drinks here, all kinds of drinks, and try to cheer people up. And but again, the most important part is we raise money for a different charity every single day. So please stop by and see us. You'll have fun.
Well, if the silver lining to this pandemic is that I've had the chance to talk to Paul Feig, not once, but twice. So I consider myself very, very lucky. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this morning, Paul.
Thank you, Ben. I'm very lucky, too. I think you're the greatest. And thank you so much. And we love you, Canada. My mom was Canadian, and I love Canada.
Well, for more on Paul's work, you can watch some of his films like The Heat and Bridesmaids on Crave and Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist on ctv.ca.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.